Good day and thank you for joining us for this week's 3S video. Well, the 2-second improvements have been pouring in, so great job to all of you in your efforts to make a positive impact in your work environment. Starting off with a couple improvements in FaceRame where they created homes for some regular use items like denatured alcohol. They need this for cleaning their printer and were having to go to the door department to acquire it every time they need to clean their printer nozzle. What a waste of motion. So they simply got their own bottle, added a Kanban line reminding them when it was time to refill, and made a home for it right where the operation occurs, eliminating significant motion and waiting in the process. Along the same lines, they analyzed the motion required to get their grease gun for 3S maintenance tasks on their razor gauge machine. It was located in a cabinet clear across the room. Pierce quickly concluded that moving the home for this tool to the razor gauge machine made much more sense and eliminated 99% of the previous motion. Over in HDF, they upgraded their cart with a stable handle to make it easier to maneuver their cart around and reduce a significant amount of motion caused by the previous method. And indoors, they replicated an upgrade that was made on their old hinger to their new hinger to reduce over 50% of the weight caused by the previous travel time of the drilling operation. By adding a stop spacer, they reduced the travel distance of each drill process by approximately 1 second. Doesn't seem like a lot of time, does it? But when this cycle occurs thousands of times per week, a small improvement like this adds up to hundreds of hours of reduced wait time and thousands of dollars worth of savings throughout the year. So never underestimate a small improvement on a process with a high cycle volume. And over in Finish, Dawn is attacking one small issue at a time to make their workspace even better. She implemented a test spray station equipped with a holding clamp to hold the paper in place for more convenient test spray operations. They also added this protective wall to the back of their touch-up table to protect the finished jobs in the buffer from getting any overspray on them, to reduce the defects and make their job a little easier. Nice work, everyone. Okay, now let's jump into a little lean trivia. This one will be a challenge, as this is a concept that many of you probably haven't heard much about, but can be very powerful in our efforts to improve bottleneck operations, especially when they are centered around a machine. It's referred to as SMED. SMED is an acronym that stands for Single Minute Exchange of Dies. So the trivia question is, SMED is used for improving what process in a production line? Answer: changeover time. SMED is all about minimizing the time it takes to change over from one production run and usually relates to machine changeovers, but can apply to any process where we have to change gears, tune up, or reset a specific process. There are 3 points of SMED. Number 1. Separate internal and external setup activities. The first step in implementing SMED is to differentiate between activities that can be done while the machine or process is running, or in other words, external setups, and those that can only be done when the machine or process is stopped, in other words, the internal setup. External setup activities can be performed in parallel with production, reducing the overall changeover time. Number 2, convert internal activities to external activities. The next step is to convert as many internal activities as possible into external activities. This can be achieved through techniques such as preheating dies, using quick release fasteners, and designing tools that can be attached to the machine during production. Number 3, standardize and optimize. Finally, it is essential to standardize and optimize the SMED process. This involves documenting best practices, training employees, and continuously refining the process to further reduce changeover times. Regularly reviewing and updating SMED procedures is crucial for maintaining efficiency and minimizing downtime. Okay, so just how powerful can this concept be? If we continue to improve changeover processes, even if it's just 1 second here and 1 second there, how about a reduction of 99%? Is that really possible? Well, if you don't believe it, check out the difference it made to the Formula One race car pit stop.
But Holland comes in for a pit stop. Time to refuel and change tires. Lou Moore himself changes the tires. Only 4 crew members, including the driver, are allowed to work on the car. It's a tense time. Holland stays in his seat, anxious to get away. Let's watch. tires are changed at last. A crewman polishes the windshield as Holland moves away just 67 seconds after he stopped.
Isn't that incredible? So much potential to every process, just by eliminating any of the 8 wastes, one small step at a time. Okay, so let's close out this video with the winners of the 3S video drawings from the last 2 weeks. To get to the quiz, scan the giant QR code by your screen with a phone, or you can click on the link attached to the online video, as well as the notifications you receive on Encompass and text message. Winner number 1 is Simon Buckley for $15 cash, and winner number 2 is Lynn Grover. You won $50 cash. Congratulations! You all have a wonderful week, and thank you for learning with us.